if you say no.
Looking good, YouTube? My name's LoveGame, or PD1 Piranha if you prefer. I'm the man destined to be king. Let's finish this fucking game already. That's right. It is now October, which I said would be when I finish the game, so I'm gonna have these videos not only recorded, but rendered and uploaded by the end of this month. Hopefully by the middle of the month, actually, because I have another project for y'all. Again, kind of echoing back to the original Ruby run, in which I kind of had the exact same schedule. The final video came out in October of 2011, whereas the first one was February of 2010, so only fitting that, by the way, Psychic Joshua right there, a shout out to my boy Flamebro. Oh boy, starting off with some roleplay. Interesting choice of move there, Kadabra. But yeah, I'm by myself again, obviously. Ah, fuck you. So let's go ahead and just knock this LP out one and done. Not that I want to rush it, just like I said about my previous one. Why did that do damage? Maybe because his special defense was higher? Well, that's just no fun. Anyways, the last one I recorded was with my good boy John, who is doing ukulele right now, I think. I've not kept up with a lot of my buddies' channels recently, so apologies if I'm behind. Either way you look at it. We're gonna knock this thing out, one and done. We didn't have a great, well, I would say last showing was a bit of a mixed bag. I had a pretty fun, kind of close fight with, Archie? I was gonna say Maxie, then I realized I was playing a different game than last time. We had a fairly respectable showing. Can I not even go down from here? I guess I have to go back to the teleport, Mario. So can you not? I forgot, this is kind of like the, gym, the 7th gym, essentially. If you can tell, these open up, like, when you get to a new gym, or when you beat a new gym, rather. There we go. So how do I sleep at night? Like, when is it night? I don't know if any of y'all is gonna get that reference, it's kind of obscure. Oh. No, because that one changed. Okay, yeah, I see it now. I see what I have to do. I'm stupid. You have to go down on that one. Wall innuendos. It's kind of like whenever Jack was playing and he laughed at the fact that he said the word do. You gotta go down on it. Anyway. Yeah, it's been a little while. I'm not sure exactly what month that was that I recorded. I think that was like August or so, maybe early September with John. I can always go check on the upload dates, but I think it was around that general time frame. Oh, yeah. No. Anyway. It has indeed... Alright, what the fuck do I do here? I feel like a stoner trying to be told to go into the corner of a room right now. Oh, I can just do that. And then try one of these instead, I guess? I'm trying to follow the... What was it? Follow the arrows. What was that from? Follow the arrows. Oh, that was from, Gauntlet. That was a good game. I remember playing that, well, I originally played it on the arcade, way back this old arcade we had called Doc and Laddies, or Doc and Laddies, however you want to say it. It was pretty fun. It was just... The arcade version was a lot shorter because of the fact that, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta beat that game in one sitting, so... The fact of the matter was that you weren't gonna just knock it out in your first go. If it was the, full-on, you know, console release, which had quite a bit more, as some would say, content to it. Alright, so I flicked that one already. So what do? This is one of the things I hate about recording is when I'm trying to, like, talk about the game at the same time, like, figure something out. I'll figure something out in the game, but also talk about a different topic that I want to talk about, because usually these Trick House segments are great for just kind of dead air like this, where I can just talk about whatever the fuck I want, but I don't remember these quite as well as I used to. How the fuck would I get onto the... Yeah, because all those go left. Because that would just push me out if I went onto the red one, though, wouldn't it? Yeah. There's more to this than I initially thought. Anyway. It was kind of a funny story about why it was that it took so long for me to record that, because I had recorded the final episode for Ruby near the end of February 2011, because I think I know that because Marvel 3 had just come out at the time. I think that's what that time frame was, generally speaking. I'm trying to figure out how you would get down into that space down there. Because those all go left. That one would just push you up. How does one... Well, that wouldn't... Yeah, because none of those go down. See, if I had a co-commentator right now, he'd be telling me all this shit to do. And I'd feel like a extra loser because I'm being backseated by someone obviously more astute than I am. Oh, I can't run in here, that's right. Oh, did I just do that? Oh my god. Yeah, do I just do that and then turn it back? I just do that again, essentially? What was... That's wild. Or wildin', as some would say. But I originally planned to do... Well, I had recorded the end. I think that was like the exact night that I met Darren, actually. Because it was the night that I was watching that one Red Supre video and just died laughing over it. Yeah, that was really funny. But what wasn't funny is, like, my good buddy Ian, Dr. Fortune Cookie, had sent me a picture over Skype, and I know he didn't, like, I know it wasn't him, because, like, he would never be the type to elicit something malicious on me, but what he ended up doing was accidentally sending, well, I don't know if it was, like, through what he sent me, but the point being, what he sent me had, like, this, or it caused everything on my computer to try to open up through Windows Photo Viewer. It was weird. It was a really weird instance of stuff happening. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I sat there trying to fix it for a while, and I just kind of gave up after a minute because I really didn't know what the hell to do. And I knew this guy who worked at a computer repair place, and he, you know, went into my computer and found out it was like some kind of Java-based virus that had fucked up a bunch of my shit. So sadly, the only option at that point was to back up everything onto an external hard drive and just completely reset my computer. That kind of sucked, but then after that, it started having more problems. Like, it would sit there on the update screen forever. And I got that fixed for a little while. Like, I got the computer back for a couple of days in April, after this guy's name was Brent. He had been working on it. For a couple of days in April, and then my Google account got hacked. This was around that time when, like, you had to tie your YouTube account to a Google account. Because funny enough, Google Plus would come out a couple of months later, which is probably something to do with that. I don't know. Just a hunch. Yeah, my Google account got hacked. Thankfully I didn't, like, I didn't lose anything permanently. I was able to get it back fast enough. And then, on top of all that, a couple of the wires from my computer got shorts in them. And then, like, the day after that, I think it was, actually, the day after that, I was essentially forced into moving over to my mom's house, which I didn't really want to do because I enjoyed living with my dad, and I was already back in high school at that point, so I didn't really have any reason to do whatever, but my mom just went into her full bitch mode and made me go back over to her place. It was kind of her fault and kind of the piece of shit landlord that ran the apartment I lived at, because she was this dumb bitch who thought her shit didn't stink, and she, I don't really need Cradily for this, I don't think. I'll keep you there just to get out of here faster. She tried to get me out of there on the grounds that this place was classified as a senior living community. Like, completely disregarding the fact that I was doing... Number one, I wasn't being disruptive in any sort of way. I was actually quite the shut-in back in those days. I told you, this is back when I was 18 and still quite, I was still kind of going through that depression and all that. Is there no fucking repels here? Yeah, there is. I'm just blind. So I was still not in a great spot in life at the time, and I actually wrote this woman a very angry, well, strongly worded letter, I should say, about how I felt about being pushed around by someone who didn't even know me and had, like, no business trying to do what she was doing. You know, it's actually time for a slightly related but more generalized rant. I fucking hate people that try to be like a big bad Captain America. Like, whenever someone's clearly not doing anything disruptive, but they're technically breaking a rule that exists arbitrarily, and you basically either tell on them or try to do something to enforce either a rule or a law just because you want to, like, feel better about yourself. I can't fucking stand those kinds of people. That's always been a major peeve of mine. Just like, a big example is like on my dad's birthday, I wanted to go get him a beer, but I was only 20 at the time. And I may or may not, it was none of their goddamn business, I may or may not have wanted to grab myself a drink, because it was also the midnight release of Halo 4, and I wanted to, like, have a little drink and play that with some friends. None of their goddamn business. As far as they know, I was going to grab my dad a beer, and that was it. They didn't need to know if anything else was going on. And so... Oh, by the way, there's also, at the time, it's not in effect anymore, but at the time, this was November of 2012, there was, as a matter of fact, it was called, like, the Grandfather Clause, or, like, Godfather Clause, or something. It was essentially an exception to the law about, you know, being 21 to buy alcohol. If you were 18 or older and you had someone with you who was at least that age, that was like related to your dad, your mom, whatever, then you could still buy alcohol anyway. So these cunts were just being that way to, you know, for the sake of it. They weren't even like... Oh, it's the wrong button. My bad. They were just being pieces of shit for the sake of it, and... I also wrote them a very strongly worded letter. But no, they wouldn't have, like, gotten in trouble or anything for me buying a beer, even if it was for me, because I was with my dad. And legally, as long as you yourself were 18 or older, I don't know why they got rid of that law or whatever, but... They were just being fucking stupid. They thought they were, like I said, fucking Captain America. Look at me, I'm upholding the law, I'm so fucking cool. Like, fuck, you want a gold medal for that, or what? Yeah, I was livid over that. They had the nerve to be like, oh, well now we can't give it to you because we know it's for you. Like, no, you don't know shit, you stupid fucking... $7.50 an hour working ass. I got better pay than that at my first job out of high school, you fucking 300-pound Mexican horchata drinking, fucking probably spilled some Tampico on the register. Low tier god quotes are so much fun. I love slightly ironically referencing him when I want to, like, rant about something, but no. I guess that's what you do when your life is that sad. You just try to make yourself feel better about, oh, I caught him in the act, or whatever, even though I wasn't doing anything illegal. Shows what you know. But yeah, no, I seriously, like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is people that, like... think they're worth something because they, like, not necessarily snitch on you, although that's like a subcategory of that, but just people that, like, try to uphold some kind of rule or law that's arbitrary just so they can get, like, more good boy points for themselves. Anyway, this is Pacific Log Town. There's not a whole lot to do here. It's kind of just like an extra supplementary town to be in. You can get a TM here, I believe. One of these. I might actually use my epic cheat codes. It's just funny that you can only say yes or no. And yet people still want to do silent protagonists, even though, even by this game, it was being literally made fun of within its own game. It's this guy, here we go. So if you have a Pokemon that has high happiness, you'll get TM27 return. If you have a Pokemon that hates you, you can get frustration, which is kind of the same thing as far as I know. I don't think there's a particular advantage over having one over the other, unless you just want to, like... Although, frustration's kind of counterintuitive, because your Pokemon will like you if it wins battles anyway. Well, if it levels up anyway. Now, if y'all watched the old LP, you might remember this area. I'm not going to show off the puzzle just yet. Just because there's no real reason to right now. I'm not trying to get the Reggies, you know, the Reggie trio. If you recall, last time I was actually using Regice or Regice on my team, which gave more of a reason to do this puzzle. So I might do it, like, at some point later, but it'll be for, like, post-game content. I didn't really show off that much of in the original LP, so always a reason to go back, I suppose. Can't believe I got completely destroyed by a love disc because it set up on me. That was what fucked up my whole strat for the Wallace battle. I screwed up so bad on that because, like, I was trying to get Cradily out there to set up, and Love Disc got me, like, attracted and confused at the same time, so I was just completely rolled over. The one time you'll ever see a Love Disc do anything remotely good. I remember the entry for Love Disc on Smogon back in the day was like, the best strategy for Love Disc is to send one out and win through, like, running the timer out, because the enemy will just laugh at you so much for having one of those out. Not too far from the truth, if I do say so myself. But yeah, there's a good amount of stuff to, like, find and explore here. Trainers and whatnot, rare candies. I wonder, can you? No, probably not. Yeah, because they'll just push me back on. Sadly, I missed some trainers, but you know what? Oh well. But yeah, you can tell I was pretty darn tilted over the fact that someone tried to be, you know, as that old, like, meme used to say, what was it? Look out, we got a badass over here. Like, what did you gain out of denying me to buy a drink? Like, you wouldn't have gotten in trouble because it wasn't against the law, so all you gained was, like, just your fucking good boy points in your head at the end of the day. And with that, speaking of which, I haven't had beer since the last time I recorded with John, which was back in April. I don't really drink beer anymore because I've been, like, trying to lose more weight. But I found out today that they had restocked my all-time favorite beer, Wild Acre Tarantula Hawk. I have not had this in, like, 2 years or something like that, so for old time's sake, we'll have one. Why not? It's a lovely, nostalgic taste right there. If you don't like beer, I'd recommend trying to track that stuff down, but it is kind of hard to find, as you might guess. Now, I could imagine if it was someone who's like say at my restaurant that I work at now, I'm gonna say it's my restaurant, I don't necessarily own it, but at my current place of employment, we cannot serve alcohol to people that don't have IDs, and that's a different thing. It's like, yeah, you can't do that. It's literally against the TABC code. Oh man, Taunt is good. But are there gonna be any trainers coming up that actually, like, use setup moves? I don't think so. Taunt is really fucking good, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Thankfully all my moves are special, so who cares about Intimidate? It can go fuck itself. Aw, shit. Gonna have to switch. Well, I know who to switch to then. Plain Bro. Oh, well, fuck. Well, okay. Didn't really use that much. Yeah, Dragon Rage is one of those set damage moves. It was actually the only Dragon-type move in Gen 1. Meaning that Dragon-type damage didn't really exist yet. It was kind of weird. The whole thing with Gen 1 was just odd. I would still like to properly... Excuse me. Forgot how carbonated beer was compared to anything else I drink. I would like to properly LP a Gen 1 game one of these days. In the future. Because if you recall, I had an LP of... I had an LP of Yellow, like, started, but then, like, that whole thing went on that ended up, more or less canceling it. I still stand by my opinions from back then, by the way. I'm not gonna backpedal on that in any sense. I still think that that particular YouTube update was, like, one of the worst updates I've literally ever seen for a website in my life. Like, I will take that to the grave, that the Cosmic Panda update was literally unbearably bad. Like, I know some people say, oh, you get used to it, man. Well, I couldn't get used to it. I just, like... The current one we have now is at least okay. Like, it looks pretty good with the dark theme for YouTube, but Cosmic Panda is the single ugliest profile design I have ever seen for any kind of website in my life. Honestly, and I'm still kind of a sucker for the old school kind of customizable profiles that were on a lot of websites back in the old days. Again, that's just kind of a me thing. I know that's by and large not the popular opinion. And I'm not trying to make it so. But I do miss when you could, like, customize all your colors and have, like, a custom background and everything. That was, I don't know, I like that a lot. Maybe I'm the only one, but... I know some people ruined it by making, like, obnoxious colors that nobody could read the text, and it was just a bunch of whatever, but... I think I have all the HMs I need. I might end up giving Craigilly some different moves, though, that being said. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry for that, like, kind of rant there. I was just legitimately... I seriously cannot stand people that do that, like, because it doesn't get you anything. It doesn't... It's not like that person was gonna get fired for doing that, so... I really don't get, like, what gain you would get from that other than literally just kind of beating your chest, you know? In the same vein that I'm not the type that just wants to whoop somebody's ass for no reason. Like, I've talked about stuff like that before, and yeah, I would defend myself if someone tried to mess me up, but I myself would not be the type to insinuate a fight with someone. Even the people I had at my work the other day that were just talking a bunch of crap to me, like, I will say, in a situation like that, yeah, you're lucky I was on the clock, because yet again, it was somebody who was about 500 pounds, well, maybe that's an exaggeration, they were morbidly obese, and I don't know, because I almost got close to that point at some point in my life, I've always been, like, very disparaging towards people that are overweight and don't want to do anything about it. Which is kind of funny because I have such an obsessive lust for thick girls, but like there's obviously a very... I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep. That's what I get. I just wanted the fucking XP, you asshole. Who do I even send out? Yeah, I've always been kind of disparaging towards those kind of people just because I was there at one point and I wanted so badly to get out of that I worked my ass off. And, like, strictly changed my diet. I mean, you look at me now, I literally never eat... I don't eat, like, sugar or soda or anything like that anymore, so... I've been pretty disciplined about it. Luckily, a lot of the foods I like happen to be not so bad for you, anyway. But the point still stands. I guess what I'm saying is, like, I'm not gonna specifically make fun of people for being fat, but if you, for example, talk shit to me like that person did, I will probably bring your fatness out as a reason to disparage you further. I've just never been able to stand people like that. Maybe you can't talk to these people. I know there are such things as, like, conditions that make it harder for people to lose weight, but that's kind of a minority in my opinion. Like, as far as I know, most people, you know, I do live in America and all that, so most people around here, the reason they are that way... Does anyone... Here's a nice callback to the old LP. I don't have fucking waterfall. Shit. You know what, I guess I'll come back and just... Let me get rid of my repel. Yeah. I can't even make that, like, fucking admittedly kind of stupid BioShock reference that I made in the original LP, because I already played BioShock now, and that's already... That well has run dry, so to speak. But look who it is, it's our boy, well, girl in this case. And you know what, let's just make a full-on callback to last time. Let's use that delicious Master Ball and our incredibly rare Tentacool. I have no enthusiasm for it this time, I just want to get to the damn victory road. Sure, why not? I guess I'll just go ahead and meet you back here in that sense, then. For some reason I thought I already had Waterfall. I have the HM for it, do I? Yeah, I do. I don't know why I was thinking that. I guess because I already had Dive. There's so many fucking water HMs in Pokemon. If you count, Gen 2, there was even Whirlpool. We are back again with our ever-important nasal spray, as well as that incredibly rare tentacle we caught. I'm not sure if you ever need that again in this game. But, with that, we're going to listen to this lovely music. I will never forget when I first heard this way back when I was about 11 years old or so. Maybe even like 10. I don't know. Not much of a city though, it's literally just a Pokemon Center and that's it. Regardless, that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire, the Redemption Run. Next time, we're going to go through the lovely Victory Road and claim our victory for ourselves. Hopefully, anyways. But until then, I have been Love Game, and I want you all to have a lovely, safe night. So